Hey everybody, welcome back to Buddy's Spirits and Cigars. Today we're going to go over, well, it's kind of a dessert thing. Sometimes whenever I kind of find myself once I eat something like a meal that's like heavily salted, I'm kind of like, man, something sweet would be really awesome, but I kind of want to stay away from high sugar things like ice cream and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, what could I do?
Yeah.
That would probably be more healthy.
Whiskey?
Exactly. There you got it. So I'm thinking, all right. So is there any dessert whiskeys out there? And guess what? Yes. The answer is yes. So this is Good Times. This is Hawaiian honey cask. Finished. Man, it is solid. If you're a honey person, which when you mix honey with whiskey, it actually turns out pretty good if you haven't tried it.
I've never had
Now, I don't mean like Jack Daniel's honey or some of that kind of crap like that. That's not a those are like honey liqueurs.
Yeah, so you got me a little worried here.
It's a honey flavor that goes into it. This is actually, they take bourbon and put it into a barrel that they were aging honey in.
Okay. All right.
Poured the honey out.
I'm with that.
And put the bourbon in there. So
this isn't like a barrel full of bourbon that they said, you know what, we're going to pour a bunch of...
It once was a barrel full of bourbon.
Yeah. No, I get it. Now it's a bottle. But they didn't pour a bunch of honey into the barrel with the bourbon and say, we're going to flavor this with honey.
No.
There was honey aged in the barrel.
Honey aged in a barrel, yes. But
then
barrel aged honey is actually a thing. Believe it or not.
Where's that? Where is it?
What do you mean?
I want
They sell it.
No, yeah, I want it.
Yeah, you can buy it. So, matter of fact,
why am I just not learning of this?
just kind of a little off subject, just to kind of give a little context. So, Casey from Axe and the Oak,
yes,
is friends with some people
Casey?
that actually they age honey in
bourbon aged honey or just barrel aged honey.
Barrel aged honey.
I want it.
So he has access to some barrels that have had honey aging in them.
Casey,
Pour out the honey, the barrel's left over.
Put the bourbon in it.
So you can put the bourbon in it. But if you're in Hawaii, then you can say it's Hawaii aged.
Okay. Hawaii honey.
So this is the Hawaiian honey
it's from the Hawaiian
cask finish. It's a really good dessert bourbon.
I'm just happy to hear it's not flavored. I got nervous when you said honey and all this stuff.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
If
you do the liqueurs, that's the case. Those are flavored. This went in. This is finished in honey cask.
I'm cool with the finish.
Yeah. I've got a few. Nulu does this, and they usually do a really good job. Nulu is kind of what really introduced me into the honey finished stuff. Thank you, Sammy Fiore, for introducing me to that stuff. But
where's the Good Times coming from? What's going on with Good Times?
Yeah, Good Times. I see some things from them. They're pricey. I'm just going to be honest with you. They're a little pricey, but this one, the state of Oklahoma picked this barrel of Good Times, the Hawaiian honey cask, and it was at a store that me and Dawson were at, and I pulled the trigger, man, and I don't regret it.
So I see bottled by Good Times, insinuating that they didn't distill it.
That just means that it was not a bad time.
Yeah, it was bottled not during bad times, but
exactly.
So bottled by Good Times, so they didn't distill it, and that doesn't matter. Who cares? I mean, we just got done talking about all the previous episodes about aging and blending and all that stuff. Who cares? I don't care. Anybody that's like, it's MGP, I don't care. If it's good, it's good. Yeah. This product is best non-chill filtered and straight from the barrel. Therefore, char may be present. Now, I like that. I like that. I like that they took it straight from the barrel, and there may even be char lingering around in here.
Yeah, that's the thing with the honey finishes. If you kind of got to shake them up a little bit because there will be some char in the bottom of them.
And right here on the front, they're not ashamed of it. Distilled in Indiana. I was getting nervous for a second. Distilled in Indiana, so that's going to be an MGP.
They're
whiskey.
Transparent,
and that's okay.
And that's okay with me.
I bet it's really good if they put it right there on the front.
And I'm with you. If it's good, it's good.
If it's
I
good,
don't
it's
care.
good. I don't care where it's
I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't have to be a bourbon. Doesn't have to be a rye. If it's good, it's good.
If it's good, it's good. I don't care if you distilled it or not.
So let's pour it up and do it.
Got you, brother. Oh. That's a good pour.
Beautiful.
And that's a good pour.
Mm-hmm.
I have never had a Hawaiian honey cask finish, let alone a honey cask finish.
That too. You haven't had any of those.
Haven't had any of it. I've had cask finishes.
Yeah.
Never honey. So right off the rip,
Get it.
golden. I mean, I hate to say it because it says honey on the label, right? But a golden, nice, dark honey finish, right?
There are some thoughts that go in your head automatically just
right off
because
the label.
of the name.
They did a good job. They
know,
got me.
It does look like a good time in a glass.
You got me. Good times. This looks like a good time. It looks like honey.
You can smell the honey.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's not like.
Oh my God! You actually can smell the honey.
Yeah. It's not.
You're not kidding.
It's good stuff. I'm telling you. Dessert wise, does this fulfill your needs?
Let me tell you something.
It's a good time in your mouth, isn't it?
Let me tell you something. I've had a lot of good times. This is one of the greater times I've had. And I've had a lot of dessert bourbons.
Yep.
Specifically Albarana finishes, right? Those typically tend to lean towards our dessert bourbons, your Rios.
Cinnamon graham crackers.
Yeah, and the best one, of course, coming from Southern Collective, the whatever the hell they have.
Philadelphia.
Oh my God, it's so good. I gotta take it slow on that bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this on the front end, absolutely your typical bourbon front end, but on the back, I'm telling you right now, it's honey. It's honey.
Not just honey. Hawaiian honey.
Well, I don't know what that tastes like. I do know what
They got
tastes like.
volcanoes.
They do have volcanoes, and I heard that makes a difference. I do know it tastes like honey, Hawaiian honey or not. I don't know where the bees are making the honey, but oh my gosh, this is very good.
One of the things I enjoy about this, though, is I feel like that when they decided to do this, they put some thought into it, because it would be super easy for you to produce this at a point where that honey could easily take over on the palate.
Ooh.
But you know what they did is they left the proof high enough that it is actually pretty well balanced.
You're right.
Because this is 118 proof.
So good. The
And
honey
so-
is on the back end.
Correct. And it's complementary
Complimentary to the bourbon.
to the bourbon,
100%.
not a takeover from either side.
Absolutely. It is whiskey first here. Don't get it twisted. This is not a flavored whiskey. It is not honey forward. Do not think that you're going to throw this back at a college frat party and it's going to taste like honey. Okay. That's not the case. This is whiskey forward. This is bourbon forward. If it's a bourbon, I don't know. I didn't read too much into it. Whiskey forward. On the back end, on the front end, it's a delicious, sweet whiskey. It's dark. You can see, hopefully on camera, how dark it is. The bottle is not playing tricks on you. It is very dark and golden. The smell, it smells like honey. That's about it. It's not a really complex nose. I'm not going to sit here and lie and church it up.
No.
But the flavor, oh my goodness, it's just a sweet, caramelly, delicious bourbon on the front end. And then right at the back, on the back corners of the palate, honey. It just tastes like one of those little bare plastic jars of honey that you have at the house that you put on your sandwiches. You just put some honey in your mouth. That's what it tastes like. I don't know what Hawaiian honey tastes like. This tastes like regular honey.
You do now.
I guess so.
Things you age in a barrel. It's crazy. But I'll tell you, honey goes just like whiskey and cigars and all that kind of stuff. There are some darker honeys. There's some lighter honeys. And I'm telling you, the difference in it, honey has a very distinct flavor in itself.
Okay.
So you can get a lighter taste of honey or a more prominent taste of honey. Like the honey taste itself is like very prominent, overbearing kind of deal. Like it's a super strong honey.
Okay.
Those darker ones are kind of that way. Versus a lighter colored honey is it gives you a lighter taste of honey. It's not as prominent. It's not as bold.
Okay.
As like a darker honey is. And that's crazy, but it's the same way in the whiskey world. I mean, a lot of things match up. I mean, it is what it is. They match up.
I've never had a darker honey. The things you're saying are blowing my mind right now.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's
I've had the honey out of the little plastic, the bear, and it looks like he's holding a little thing. And you, I don't know if those are banned now or something, but the honey I've had is the same honey forever and ever. I didn't know they age these in barrels. That's crazy. Maybe we should start a Buddies and Honey channel. I don't know. But this is really
Sounds like good times to me.
This is really good. Good time. Hey. Hey.
Well, I'm just saying, like, where you kind of get into that is not the store produced stuff. You get into that with like people that are around the area. So, even our local area, like from Central City all the way to Mountainburg. Yeah. The color in the honey is different.
Yeah, you're right.
And the strength of the flavor of that the honey imparts is different strength as well. I've got some honeys from both places and some from that's just like a mile and a half down the road.
Yeah.
And they're all three different.
I've heard, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm sure somebody can tell us in the comments if I'm completely wrong, but
you should tell him.
Tell me. Local honey, I've heard, will fight or defend against your allergies.
Yeah, if you're allergic.
If you can find local honeys and you have allergies, then allergy season comes around, those bees and the pollinating and the whatnot, they bring up all the flowers and the pollinate. I don't know. It's a lot of scientific
It's supposed
terms.
to be true.
You eat local honey, you use local honey, and it gets rid of your
a
allergies.
teaspoon a day.
So that's what I've heard. Keeps the doctor away, maybe. And here's the thing. If I go to Hawaii right now, I'm good.
Dang right, dude.
No allergies in Hawaii for me.
This stuff is very solid. I like it. It's a good pour. What do you rate it?
Brother, how much was it?
I think that's the problem.
Well, I got to know how much it is before I rate it.
Man, I want to say, it's sub a hundy.
What'd you say?
I think it's sub a hundy.
You think it's just a little under?
Yeah, I'm going to say 90s. It's pricey, but if you think about it, when are you going to have Hawaiian honey? Especially bourbon finished in Hawaiian honey. You know what I mean?
My question is, what is Hawaiian honey?
I don't know, man. I think
a little gimmicky for my taste.
I want to. It's just sub a hundy.
This is very good. This tastes like bourbon on the front.
But I think all of Good Time stuff is pretty pricey, to be honest.
I've never had a Good Time. This is the first time I've seen it.
I've had plenty of Good Times, but as far as this bottle is concerned,
this is the first time I'm hearing this just now. So, I'll tell you what. If it's sub $100, if it's less than $100, depending on what your budget is, because I know some guys that are like, dude, I won't spend more than $30-$40 on some bourbon.
That's true.
This may be killer for them. This may be like, no way. Mm-hmm. I know some guys that are like, my limit's $300.
Keep in mind, this is a pick. This is not their run of the mill.
Changes everything.
This is not their run of the mill.
So am I judging run of the mill Good Times Hawaiian honey, or am I judging this pick?
This pick, that's what we got.
This pick's a 4 out of 5.
That's all we got.
I say 4 out of 5 a lot. You know what? If you extend me to 10, 0 to 10, I might be a little more specific. I'm telling you right now, I say 4 out of 5 a lot. That means it's extremely good. There's no such thing as perfect, but it's a little too expensive. 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I'm going to say 3.75 only for the simple fact that this is it. Only one available. That sucks. So it takes it down for me because I want more. The other part is because of the price. I mean, it's pricey. It is a very pricey bottle. I think all of Good Times is pretty pricey. That's just kind of their MO, but it
is Good Times.
I don't like the way you do your prices. Like it or don't, I don't care. That's just how it is. So between availability and pricing, and I don't see this just sitting on the shelf.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, well,
I don't know what this is.
I'll tell you what. This is God's country. We're in Oklahoma.
Jesus.
No, God. But anyway, it's how we roll, bro.
Heard you guys have been killing in the SEC lately.
No, I'm Arkansas, dude. But anyway,
got it.
As far as NCAA goes,
Good Times. You're awesome, dude. Like, you're great. I don't know anything about you, but that was very good. This is delicious. That tastes like bourbon and honey. What the hell?
They have lots of finished products.
It's like a hot toddy or something.
They have a metric ton of finished products that they do.
Metric ton.
Yeah, which is a lot if you didn't know. But they really do. They do a lot of various things. Nulu does too, you know. But
I've heard Nulu and I've seen it.
Like I said, Nulu is the one that I have been exposed to as far as honey finishes. So that made me be like, yeah, I'll give that a shot, you know, because
it's very good.
Because the Nulu honey finish stuff, I was like, man, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Big time. So anyway, Good Times, good job. Think you done it well.
Good Times, good job.
Yeah,
I like what you said there.
I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Good Times, good job.
Just lower your prices and be more available, and you might get a better score. Anyway, that's all we have time for on this episode. Thank you for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, invite your friends. We'll catch you on the next one.